All right, dude. I want to make sure to stay awake on for this podcast. This one will be uploaded after the one with me and the boss. I know there's just been a lot happening this week that it's just making me have to do these urgent podcasts. Like overall, the other content that I haven't really uploaded yet. I just did Sam's. What was it, yesterday? Working on the one for Micah's. Well, I mean, I have everything ready now. But I just haven't really, did the edit yet, for her birthday. But I'll get that done when I can. As I'm going to be heading home, most likely past 11. Once again, not able to do my thing tonight. And, I mean, I needed to see a boss because, it ended up just being me and him since we celebrated his... we celebrated his birthday by watching Terrifier 3, which was my present for him, And so, we just got KFC from the drive-thru and just went back to his place and we just watched the Terrifier movie, pretty much. I know there was a Laker game on. First of all, before I get to the Lakers game, let me just briefly mention about the other LA team that sucked. Yeah, I know. It's just sad for me to say that the Dodgers are now down 3-2. 3-2. The score is 6-1. It's just practically the same score. It's just off 1 point. Because I remember my dad asked me, was it yesterday? What was the score for the game? Was it still 6-1? And I said yes. And he reminded me to say that they scored another point. Oh yeah, 6-2. I totally forgot. Well, guess what, folks? The score is actually 6-1. It's 6-1 for crying out loud, and they lost. They lost Game 5. Just imagine coming into my dump tomorrow, and then next thing you know, Katrina's gonna be miserable. My HR is gonna be miserable. At this point, Stevens is probably going to be like, probably expecting it, and he believes there's going to be a Game 7 just like me. So, but hell, we're down 3-2, man. We got to win one again in Toronto. It's nuts, dude. It's nuts. It's crazy. This was just bad, dude. I expected this game to be pretty competitive. When I was watching it, when I came back home from work, it was 2-1. So I thought maybe this game was going to be competitive, and I thought ultimately the Dodgers were going to win it in the end, probably like by 1 point or so. No, they played. I don't know what the hell's going on, but they played like crap, dude. 6-1. I don't know who the hell is pitching. If Yamamoto is not pitching, then that probably explains it. No excuses, man. We better get one over there. I mean, if we really want to have a chance for a back-to-back, So, anyways, by the way, I just passed by Angel Stadium, like on my way to a boss's house since I took side street. Yeah, I know. There's no more Angels games, and I'm pretty sure all the Angels have become temporary Dodger fans because they want to see Ohtani win, or some probably don't want Ohtani to win. Could go either way. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, Ohtani, a former Angel, and that's made more history. With the Dodgers. So anyways, man, yeah, it's terrible. But on the other hand, for the Lakers, they were up big, and me and the boss were like, well, I thought they were going to win that game convincingly because they were up, 102-88, and I know that was like already beginning of the fourth quarter, and next thing you know, they choked the lead. Mind you, Anthony Edwards is going to be out for 2 weeks with a hamstring injury. And in that game, as me and the boss barely saw the highlights, I told them to fast forward it to the fourth quarter. And, you know, I know LeBron and Luka are not there. And I think they only had 9 guys dressed for the Lakers. Delta Connect was there. Austin Reaves obviously taking over when Luka and LeBron are out. And so what happened was, you know, yeah, the lead has been the lead shrunk and completely got, you know, I think who's the one that made that bucket? Was it Julius Randle? I mean, yeah, it was, that one got Minnesota up 115-114. It was a 1-point game with like probably 6 seconds to go or 10 seconds. Yeah, man. And it became a close game after all. And then the last 6 seconds, Austin Reaves got the ball. Next thing you know, he had that running mid-range shot, and the ball barely got in as soon as the right before the buzzer sounded. Buzzer, clutch. Awesome job by Austin Reaves. Man, he's been shining so much lately. He's been shining since the start of the season without LeBron. I know it was Luka the first 2 games, and Austin Reaves with 51 in Sacramento, and then what is it? The Portland game where that entire team was just sloppy as hell, right? So yeah, I mean, yeah, here to get a buzzer being shot, man. Austin's getting all the shine, dude. This should have been his team after LeBron retired, and you know, assuming that Luka was still, if he was still a Mav, right? So, by the way, the Lakers are now 2-0 on the road. Impressive. But this game, man, whoo, hey, I mean, say what you want. Well, yeah, if Ant was there, I know what my coworker's going to say tomorrow. I mean, they got lucky, man. If Ant was there, we would have lost. Our boss said if LeBron and Luka are there, even with Ant, the Lakers will win by 20 points. If just Luka and what's his name? If just Luka and Austin Reaves is there, minus LeBron, and Ant was there, it probably would have been the same story. We probably would have beaten them by 20, just like just like the last game at home. Wow. But yeah, so far 2-0 on the road, and now 3-2 in the season. So, and La Ravia, I think, at 27 points. So, yeah, here we go. I go rambling again. And I know me and the boss talked about Terrifier 3 in the last video that I'm going to have that I already had up, right? So let's quickly react to this game 4 at Eastgate Park. I'm about to say East Grove again, so let's just be quick here. All right. So yeah, it was getting dark, and I got there, and yeah, there were some people on the court. They were actually on the full court side, so I decided this time I was going to take one of the half court sides, and I ended up using that for both activities. And lo and behold, great performance, and I won. Yup. It was kind of a different start. It was up and down. I was missing the first few threes. It wasn't like last time. I started with a 3. Actually I started a layup and then a 3 and then a layup, and that was a really quick jump start. And I started having that big old lead, right? And then, yeah, I only won by 3, but here I actually won by 8. But before I get to the total result, let me just say, yeah, it was up and down. Yeah, I trailed this time as many as 4, if I'm not mistaken. What was it? Yeah, at one point it was like 8-12, down 8-12, and then before I had my first 3, and then ultimately it just became I was going to go for another 3, but instead I decided to go for the mid-range since I was already on that mid-range section, mid-range 3 rotation section. So I ended up making, how many was it straight? Because I was down 11 and 12. So how many is that? 13, 15. 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25. Yeah, I think it was up, 25 and 12. So I ended up hitting 7 straight mid-range shots to put me up eventually by 13. So it had the same, it had the same scenario as the last game, which is game 3, and I had made 8 straight to put myself up by 27 points, which was like 39 and 12 at the end of the first activity. Here I was up by 13, but at the end of the first activity, it was close. It was 25 and 19. So I think I ended up hitting 2 threes on this one, on the first activity, and then when it got to the second, I was just starting to roll with my threes. I was starting to get red hot again. I think I made about several, and I was wearing my blue shoes. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is now, how many games is it now? However, I made 5+ threes with these shoes on. I remember I started out like 2 straight with 5+ threes on, and they're actual games, by the way. Or no, actually no. One of them was just 3-pointers for fun, and I wore my blue shoes. But yeah, let me be fast here before I head home. It's only about a minute or a couple minutes. So yeah, ultimately I started hitting threes, and towards the end of the game, where I was up, I was still up at the time. I was up for practically the entire second half. So it never really shrunk this time. I mean, yeah, what was it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a thorough review. And I was up, and I think I was still up by 8 or 7 at one point. And then hit another 3 to put myself up by 10, and then I hit 2 more. So I made 3 straight 3s to put myself up by 15 or 16. And so in the end, man, it was it became it became a convincing win, like right after the last minute, because technically, I mean, like after making 3 straight 3s, that was that pretty much just that was the game right there. So it was another convincing win. I won game 4, and I just let the ball roll, and I ultimately ended up winning by 8. So good for me. The series is now tied 2-2, but I am going back home tomorrow for game 5. Or games 5 and 6 are going to be in Heritage Park. I'll explain what the rules are. I already know what they are, but I'll explain them in another video for the next intro when I get a chance. So I'm going to head home, gonna rest up. I'm not going to go outside, because I got another appointment tomorrow. God dang it, man. It's just been a wild week. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Good day, though.